Right, Manchester United lose away at Brighton in their second Premier League game. These are the 5 things that we learned from that game. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and let's get straight into it. So the first thing that we learned, Ten Hag got it wrong from substitutions to goals conceded to starting team. I think Eric Ten Hag got a lot wrong in this game. We're going to be dissecting what happened with that, and I think Eric Ten Hag has got a big responsibility to think about ahead of that game against Liverpool next week. It's a huge game. And he's going to be thinking, what should he do? Should he start De Ligt? I think he should. And I think the big thing that Eric Ten Hag got wrong today is leaving out the players that he signed. He wanted De Ligt for £42 million, didn't start him. Zirkzee wanted for £35 million, didn't start him. And ultimately, it was Maguire that cost us the goal, and ultimately Maguire that cost us the game. And listen, you don't want to pinpoint one player, but if you look at it, Maguire was just so clumsy on that goal. Yes, you could say Alessandro did have an impact in that goal as well, but mostly for me it was Maguire, and I think he did get a lot wrong today. And I think Eric Ten Hag has got a lot to improve. I think he can't be affording to make the mistakes that he made last season again this season, because he'd be gone, he'd be out of a job, and ultimately that's something Eric Ten Hag has got to be very, very careful about ultimately. And yeah, that's what I think will happen. I think Eric Ten Hag must make changes. Ten Hag did get it wrong today, and I think he does know that. I think he'll go into that next game thinking about what he should have done right, and he ultimately knows what has gone wrong. So yeah, the first thing we learned is Ten Hag got it wrong. The second thing that we learned, Ahmad is a huge threat. Someone who, from the start of pre-season, has been absolutely fantastic. He started the last 5 games now in a row for Manchester United. The game against Fulham, the game against Fulham, the game against Brighton, and the Community Shield, and the last 2 pre-season games. He is a constant threat, and with what a difficult 24 hours it's been for him, I'm so happy that he got a goal today, which was thoroughly deserved. He had a big part to play in that second goal, which got chalked off. I think Ahmad's a player who's going to have a big season for Manchester United. For Ahmad, a realistic expectation is probably 10 to 15 goal contributions with that amount of minutes he's going to be getting. I mean, he is kind of, I wouldn't say third, he probably is third choice, but he's definitely the top 3 wingers. And even if he doesn't play, he'll be one of the first ones to come off the bench. If he doesn't anyway, it'd be either Rashford, Garnacho, or Ahmad and Garnacho, or Ahmad and Rashford. Ahmad will certainly get minutes, and I think he will be a big player. So yeah, really happy with what Ahmad can offer. I think he's a confident player, and yeah, a confident player, and someone who will add quality to this Manchester United team. I think if we look at what he's got a big part next season. And yeah, I'm really happy with what he can bring to this United team. He's young, he's fearless, and he's got a big career ahead of him at Manchester United. So really happy with what he can bring. Amad Diallo, I think he's shown what he can really do in these last couple of weeks and games. And yeah, I'm confident he will have a big impact. So that's the second thing we learn. Ahmad takes his chance, is what we're going to say. Now, the third thing that we learned for today, Brighton are better than us. They are top of the league at this current moment. They were clinical in the chances that they created. They absolutely bossed us in large parts of that game. They were a clinical team, and you have to give credit to them. They have a very young manager who's only his first Premier League game at home. They looked very confident. They have a structural form of play. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly what they need to do to win games. And they were clinical again today. They had 3-4 clear-cut chances. The one that Delo cleared off the line. I think with Brighton, it was a very tough opponent. And for Manchester United, I don't think we've kind of progressed on from that last season. I think it's kind of the same old stuff. We're making silly mistakes, silly errors, poor passes again. And you look at that complete 90 minutes of the game, there were some players' performances who were really shocking. And again, Manchester United go into those same old habits. I think when we conceded that first goal, we always knew we were going to score again, but ultimately we didn't really look like a constant threat. And listen, the goal that we did score was very unfortunate, with obviously Zirkzee being offside or whatever. It was sad and was disappointed, but listen, to lose the game in the manner that we did, it was so disappointing, and it just put an awful lot of pressure on Ten Hag. I mean, Ten Hag has to deliver. as I said in the match reaction or the player ratings, if he loses against Liverpool, he would have lost 2 out of his 3 Premier League games. And there will be a lot of pressure and a lot of criticism on him already, so he's got to be very, very careful. But that is the third thing that we learned from Manchester United versus Fulham. Now, the fourth thing that we learned, sorry, not Man United versus Fulham, Manchester United versus Brighton. The fourth thing that we learned is we have to have that cutting edge. Manchester United have struggled to have that cutting edge last season, this season, and all of the seasons before. You look at that cutting edge in which Manchester United have. He's been such an integral, like, the fact that we haven't really had a cutting edge and not really playing a striker is really, really disappointing. And I thought that was one of the big things that we learned from the game. No cutting edge over this team. We just looked lethargic. We took too long on the ball at times, and that massively affected the way that we played. Now, the fifth and final thing that we learned is Erik ten Hag's dilemma. Does he continue to play that 4-2-4 formation with 2 false nines going into that Liverpool game, or does he bring in Joshua Zirkzee to play that number 9 role? For me, I think Erik ten Hag will go into that game playing that false 9 role again with Mount and Bruno, because they are really integral to the pressing. For me, I understand what Mount does for that pressing, but I just think you need a bit more quality and you need a vocal point. So I would go with Zirkzee, but I think Erik ten Hag will probably start. I think Erik ten Hag will start Bruno and Mount. But let me know your thoughts. These are the 5 things that we learned. Stay tuned for another show coming. As I said, we will be doing the aftermath. We talk about the stats, quotes from Ten Hag, and all of that good stuff, and some more analysis. But yeah, 5 things that we learned. Analysis against, or 5 things we noticed from Manchester United's game against Brighton. Listen, it was a disappointing result. Yes, we lost the game, but I think there's still a long way to go, and there's a big season ahead for United. So we've got to be very, very careful. We've got to take it with a pinch of salt. I think we are going to improve. We can get players in the door, get Ugarte and get some other players in, and I think we can slowly start to progress. But let me know your thoughts anyway in the comment section below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos. This has been another 5 things we noticed, and we roll on the next game. Liverpool versus Manchester United. No bigger game than that at home at Trafford. I'm sure it's next Sunday. I'm hoping we can get the win, because this is a big season for Ten Hag, and the next big game. I mean, we've lost 50% of our games so far, if you want to put it like that. But thank you for watching. Put your thoughts in the comments.